Okay, so let's jump right into it. All the prices I'm going to show you or speak about are in Japanese yen, but in the screen, I'll make sure to put them in US dollars. So let's kick it off with the Charizard, the secret rare Charizard, the big chase card that everyone wants. As you can see here, 591 Charizards sold on the market in Japan right now. The latest price being 42,493 yen. So as you can see here, there's been a change of about nearly 5%, a loss of 5%, a loss of about 2,000 yen over the last 7 days. So this only just launched. So over the last 24 hours, there's actually been a decrease already of 5%, which is not unusual. Here is the graph. Basically, the blue line means near mint cards. The yellow line means any cards that have been damaged. So damaged cards. There shouldn't be too many damaged cards. I think only 16 sold. I don't know how you damage a card within 24 hours. That's crazy. But yeah, very interesting to see here that there's already been a 5% decrease during the first, 24 hours of trading, if you will. And we have a lot of data points. I mean, 591 cards sold is no small amount. But I expect this to be somewhat volatile in the first kind of like week, where everyone who really wants a Charizard is not going to be cracking open packs. They're just going to be going out onto the market and trying to straight away buy these Charizards. Now, what I wanted to do was kind of predict the performance of this Charizard. I wanted to look at previous chase cards, recent chase cards, modern chase cards, and how they have how their first kind of like 24 hours compared to their longevity. Do the prices continue to trend upwards? Do they drop off? So I'm going to take a look at this one right here, which is Miriam. Funny that it's called mimosa in Japanese, unless my Google Translate is completely off. As you can see here, they've had around a 5% decrease in the last 30 days, similar to the Charizard. The highest price being 160,000 yen, which is just absurd. 3,089 of them sold. The average price being around 77,000 Japanese yen. So here, the green one is PSA. I'm going to click off the PSA. We're just going to look at raw cards here. Leave PSA for another day. But as you can see, from the get-go, it went from about 64,000 Japanese yen from the first sale all the way up to over 100,000, 100,499 within, was that a week? Yeah, just over a week. It went up about 40,000 yen. But as you can see, it's gone from 100,000 yen back in February, and it's now sitting at around 70,000 yen, today in late July. So that's a huge drop off. That's 30,000 yen. As you can see here, ups and downs, around 18% of its value lost. So for this card, it was definitely worth it for you to just stay your hand for a month or two, wait for the hype, if you will, to die down. So if we're judging it off of this Miriam card, this would tell you, all right, price is going to skyrocket in the first week, first month of trading. It's going to be pretty volatile. Price is going to be sky high. But, 1 or 2 months later, things start to ease off. So that's what we're looking at here. We're going to go to the next one. Another really, really popular card. This one is easily maybe the most popular Japanese Pokemon card out there right now. I think it's the Iona card, if I'm saying that correctly. 3,478 of them sold. The highest price being 300,000 yen, which is crazy. I'm not even sure if that is correct, but the average price is 141,000. We have a ton of data points here, 3,478. So very similar thing here happened. Went from around 160,000 Japanese yen all the way up to 207,000 Japanese yen. But as you can see, there is just a massive drop off. We can like zoom in on this almost. There was a massive drop off, and it's continued to stay that way. And it hasn't really changed too much. There's been ups and downs, dips and troughs, but from the very high peak to where it is now, that's a loss of, 85,000 Japanese yen, which is no small amount of money. So this is telling you is within the first 2 weeks, it's absolutely madness. People are paying incredibly high prices for these cards. in my opinion, if I pulled something like this within the first week or two, I'd probably sell it almost straight away and then buy that same card, 2 months down the line for a fraction of the price, and I've made a huge amount of profit. That's what these graphs are essentially telling us. So obviously these cards that I've just shown you are not Charizard cards. They are the, trainer cards, waifu cards that are way, way more popular in Japan. I really wanted to give you an idea of what other Charizard cards are like, the, big chase Charizard cards. One of the big ones, historically was the ultra shiny GX set that had the equivalent of the Hidden Fates Charizard. Unfortunately, it does not give me the price history from back in, I think it was like 2020 it released. This website only goes back to, I think, the beginning of 2022 or 2021. So the historical data just isn't there. But if we wanted to, for example, look at the last, 30 days, it's down 13%. Another one, of course, is the Shiny Star V, Charizard, its brother, also down 16% raw, down 50% PSA 10 in the last 30 days. So you can see a drop off. It's not, gaining any value as time goes on. Generally, the best time to sell these cards is right at the peak of the hype. And, maybe 5-10 years down the line, once these cards are kind of definitely out of circulation and a lot rarer, of course, to go up in price. So the conclusion is this. Basically, do not buy these cards at the very beginning. If you do get these cards, I'm not saying you have to sell them, but it is likely that you are going to make a big profit selling them during their hype and then rebuying them, later down the line. And that's all I've got for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend. Peace.